Okay, so I have my coffee here and I don't know what. I am filming my money diary video. I know it's past January, but most of this stuff is going to entail me talking about my purchases for the month of January, my wins, my fails, and part of like the money goals that I'm working on. January, of course, the month after December, after Christmas, I feel like for most people isn't such a great month, and I am no different to that. Month of December was very expensive. In turn, that made my January very expensive. So not only did I have to pay for my bills in December, but because I like to collect points, reward points and stuff, I put everything on my credit card and then I pay it off the next month. January was a very, very expensive month. I talk about it so much, but I just want to reiterate that I'm not going into debt. I purposely put all my purchases onto my credit card so that I can accumulate points and then use those points to either pay off some stuff of the things that I've bought or save it up for a big future purchase. Not only bought presents for everyone else, but I also treated myself. I mentioned it in my last video where I got myself a Oura Ring and a robot vacuum, which so far I am loving both and I do not regret it. Now, I could have spent a little bit of extra time saving up a bit more, going at it a bit sooner, but with everything going on, I was nervous about the cost of electronics going up, which is why I got this camera that you're filming on now sooner than I wanted to, and why I bought the robot vacuum and my Oura Ring sooner than needed. I was worried that even though I wanted these products, the cost of them, paying duties, everything that's going on in the world would have made it way too expensive for me to buy. So I had the money in other categories. I shuffled things around and I bought this stuff so that I could save money in the long term. I'm very fortunate that I have prepared my life to be in that position where I can move stuff around and purchase this. This goes back to me putting all my purchases onto a credit card. So I will be using some of my reward points to cover the cost of those purchases. So it's actually reduced the amount that I technically have paid for this, specifically these two high ticket items. So I guess that would be like a win for the month. The lose part would have been not being able to wait and kind of having my hand forced into buying this. It's an extra thing and I definitely don't 100% need this in my life. It's not a necessity. It's just something I have been talking about for months and months and months and researching, and then was like, you know what, I'm gonna buy it eventually, so why not just buy it now? In Canada, my Oura Ring, get ready for this guys, cost me $728.87. Gross. And then my robot vacuum cost me $697.19. Extra gross. I got it from Costco, so I was able to get it for a better price, but I use these things daily. So I am having no regrets in buying it. It makes me feel better. Vacuum keeps my house clean. This tracks my health, my stress. I've already been trying to figure out ways to reduce my stress levels and increase my cardiovascular age or something. So it's being put to good use. So let me just get this here. So for the month of January, I spent a total of $6,467.57. Other wins that are kind of outside of my control is my health spending account had refilled for the year. So I've been able to cover my meds and like my chiropractor visits with that. So I've been saving money there. And I've been allocating those extra money that I would normally put into those categories into my savings. And if I haven't mentioned this already, I have in my other videos for sure. So I use You Need a Budget. This tracks everything for me. It's really helped me manage my money as someone with ADHD. It took a little while to get the hang of it, but I use it every day, and the yearly subscription for me is worth it because it helps me save a bunch of money that makes the whole program way more, like, worth way more than just the subscription fee that I'm paying yearly for it. In the spending breakdown, it shows me how much I spent, breaks down all my categories that I have. Rent, of course, is 26% of my spending. Can't change that. And I know that will increase soon. And car stays the same. My groceries, I have been working on cutting back. In my other videos, if you haven't watched it, I mentioned my gift category kind of blew up in December. So I'm actively trying to separate like Christmas and gifts, and then whatever I have at the end of the year in my Christmas category, that will just be what I have to divvy up between the people that I want to buy gifts for. I'm hoping that while last year I had worked on making sure I had some sort of money for gifts, I am hoping that this will force me to spend less money, because I have this fear or this thing inside of me that tells me that the gifts I've purchased aren't good enough and I need to buy more. Yeah, I'm trying to cool it on that. I'll let you guys know how that goes in December if you're still here watching. If I'm still here making videos is what I meant. Now that I have these big purchases kind of out of the way, I kind of want to go on like a no spend, how do I put this? Like a no spend year-ish, but I don't want to put that on me because I'm setting myself up for failure. So I'm kind of taking it 1 month at a time. And it's not like a strict no spend. It's just I really want to cut back on my spending even more, just so that I can hit my big savings goal, which I will talk about in a minute. So YNAB also has a really great spending breakdown tab. Like I said, it shows me everything that I have spent. And then it also tells me like the average daily spending. So it breaks down all my purchases, divides it over the days of the month. I spent 280. Ugh. My average daily spending was $208.63. So I'm going to work on lowering that down for next month, and we'll see how that goes. And it also states that my most frequent category is eating out. So I actually don't assign any money in my eating out category. If I do go and purchase stuff outside, like a drive-through, fast food, or restaurant, I categorize it in the eating out category, and then it says that I don't have enough money, and then I take money out of my groceries and put it in there and fund that. So what that means for me is that I am spending a total of this much money on food in general, and then I can kind of work within that budget. Whether it's buying food to eat at home or eating out, I have to make that conscious decision of, do I have enough money for groceries and eating out? If it's more for groceries, then that's it. I just eat out less. I find that it's been working really well, and I've been spending way less money than if I dedicate a certain amount of my paycheck to the eating out category. So I think the question is here for me, or for you guys to ask me, is why are you saving even more, or trying to save even more, or trying to cut back? That is because I have a huge money goal that I want to work towards, and I feel like I haven't been doing a good job of, how do I put this? Of moving that needle towards that total as much as I could be doing. And that's because I'm dealing with some outside factors of stress and body pains and mental health. So I do have this big goal that I'm trying really hard to work towards, but like within my means, within my mental capacity, I can only do so much, because if I push myself way out of that zone of what I can handle, I don't think it's going to end very well long-term wise. While I'm trying to hit this large goal a lot quicker, I just kind of have to accept that it might take me a bit longer than I'd like to get to that point. So it's a total of, this number to me in my head kind of changes almost daily, because I'm really unsure of exactly how much I will need, especially with the cost of everything potentially going up in the future. If you haven't seen my other videos, or you don't know about it, I've lost a certain amount of weight, and I made a weight loss video to just kind of explain it all once and for all. I don't really want to turn my videos into like health or weight loss journey type of videos at the moment, so I don't really talk about it too often. But the consequences of losing a large amount of weight is skin elasticity, loose skin, and I really would like to get that removed. And so I have juggled with going to Mexico versus doing it at home here, and I'm still up in the air, but I am saving for as if I am going to be doing it 100% here in Canada. That way, if I do end up going to Mexico, I still have this all this extra money saved up, right? So I think it's a win-win if I aim for this bigger goal. No, I'm roughly looking at $26,000. And that includes just the surgery and then my monthly expenses that I would need to take off to be able to do the surgery without obviously touching my emergency fund. So yeah, it's a big goal that I've set for myself. I am currently in the process of just trying to figure things out. Hoping to temp more, but I would like to find an office to temp at consistently so that I'm not going to a new office every Monday or Saturday. If I can set just a 3 or 4 month kind of contract with them, just to temporarily make a bit more money. And of course it'd be with an office that I like working at, then I'll do that. So I'm taking my time to figure that out. In the meantime, I am really wanting to cut back on the spending. I think it's a good time to do it. Like I said, my HSA has renewed, refilled, and I can save money there. I don't really have any need for anything super expensive. There is a few home decor stuff that I want to finish up with. I'm not in a rush to get it. Every month, my goal is to save money, make more money than what I spend. And luckily, I have been able to do that. Not by a lot, but still, even with this last month, I've somehow managed to make more than what I've spent. But for January, it's saying, my total, when I look at my income versus expenses, I've managed to save roughly around $2,000. What I'm doing is working for me. I just want to have it work even more for me. Of course, stuff that's been happening, especially how it's affecting Canada and the cost of things, I'm really wanting to take that into account. I always have this thought in the back of my head, and that is I'm saving up for this big amount of money, whatever it is. But if there's an emergency, if there's for some reason, I need to dip into that money that I've saved up for, then I will dip into it. I will be fine. I'll be fine. I'll be fine. Everything will be okay. There's no other way than going through it. So we just have to try our best to get to the other side. It's easier said than done. I've had my fair share of panic attacks about it, but I'm working through it, and I know there are others out there that are in not a similar situation, in worse situation. If you're watching this, just know that I support you. I'm there for you. You guys can do it. I just want the best for everyone. And whatever they think the best is for them, go at it. I wish things weren't the way they were, but they are. It doesn't help if we're all kind of hiding under a rock and just assuming that life will be the same. It's not going to. It's going to look kind of different. So I'm just trying to wrap my head around that. I'm going to leave that there. I don't want to just get into this dark spiral that I feel I'm on the verge of going into. So let me know down in the comments below your usual monthly goals. If you have any questions for me, I'll answer when I can. Anyway, thanks so much for watching, you guys. I'll see you next time. Bye.